Clark said, "No layups in my house," and sent Angel Reese flying like it was a Southwest commercial. That flop had Academy Award winner written all over it. But the refs really looked at that and said, "Yep, that's definitely murder," and gave Caitlin a flagrant like she pulled a knife out mid.
The moment Angel Reese hit the floor, the WNBA world erupted. With 4:38 left in the third quarter of a game rapidly turning into a blowout, Caitlin Clark delivered a hard foul that sent Reese crashing to the hardwood. Reese immediately jumped up, eyes locked on Clark, body tensed with fury as she stormed forward. The referees upgraded Clark's foul to a flagrant one, her first ever in the WNBA, while issuing technical fouls to both Reese and Aliyah Boston, who stepped between the rivals as peacemaker. This wasn't just a foul. It was the defining moment in a game that would go down as one of the most lopsided showdowns in WNBA history.
Why, sports supporters? Well, I told you guys there would be a follow-up video on the nuclear fallout. That's exactly what it's been. Over the take foul, as Caitlin Clark is calling it, and that's a great way to say it. It was a take foul. She was trying to prevent a wide-open layup, although one could argue that...
In what was supposed to be a battle between two of the league's brightest young stars, Clark didn't just beat Reese. She utterly dismantled her and the entire Chicago Sky team in a statement 93-58 victory that has permanently shifted the power dynamic between these fierce competitors. The tension between Clark and Reese has simmered since their college days, when Reese's LSU Tigers defeated Clark's Iowa Hawkeyes in the 2023 National Championship game. That victory gave Reese bragging rights and sparked the infamous "you can't see me" taunt that ignited national discourse. But on Saturday at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Clark flipped the script in dramatic fashion. From the opening tip, electricity filled the air. The crowd was openly hostile toward Reese, booing her during introductions and whenever she touched the ball. This wasn't just another WNBA game. This was personal. The animosity between these two stars has transcended basketball, becoming a cultural phenomenon dividing fans across America. Clark, who spent the offseason bulking up rather than playing overseas, looked transformed. Her added muscle was evident as she bullied her way through defenders, no longer getting knocked off balance by the physical play that troubled her during her rookie season. The transformation wasn't just physical, it was mental. Clark played with a swagger, suggesting she'd been waiting for this opportunity to settle the score once and for all. The first quarter set the tone, with Indiana taking a 22-17 lead. Clark contributed 5 points, but it was her court vision and defensive intensity that stood out early. Meanwhile, Reese grabbed rebounds but struggled offensively, a pattern that continued throughout the game. The Sky's game plan seemed centered around Reese dominating the glass, but they had no answer for Clark's all-around brilliance. As the second quarter unfolded, Clark began to assert her dominance. Her 25-foot three-pointer to end the half pushed the Fever's lead to 13 points and sent the crowd into a frenzy. The shot wasn't just about the points. It was a psychological blow, a reminder that this wasn't the same Clark from last season. This version was out for blood, but it was the third quarter when the rivalry reached its explosive climax, with the hard foul that left Reese on the floor. The incident wasn't just a flashpoint in the game. It was a symbolic moment in their rivalry. Clark, often portrayed as the clean-cut, fundamentally sound player, showed she wasn't afraid to get physical. Reese, known for her intensity, found herself on the receiving end of aggression for once. The power dynamic had shifted, and everyone in the arena could feel it. Rather than rattling Clark, the confrontation energized her. After the incident, the Fever closed the third quarter on a 9-0 run, extending their lead to 20 points and effectively putting the game out of reach. Clark was at the center of everything, orchestrating the offense with precision while frustrating the Sky defensively. The message was clear. This was Clark's night, Clark's game, Clark's league. The final statistics told the story of complete domination. Clark finished with a triple-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, while adding 4 blocks and 2 steals in a performance that showcased her growth as a complete player. It marked her third career triple-double, tying her for the third most in WNBA history, and the most ever achieved through the first 41 games of a player's career. Reese managed a double-double with 12 points and 17 rebounds, continuing to show her prowess on the glass. But her shooting efficiency was poor, and she struggled to make an impact offensively, as the Sky shot a dismal 29.1% from the field. The contrast couldn't have been more stark. Clark leading her team to a 35-point victory, while Reese put up empty statistics in a blowout loss. The post-game press conference provided another layer to the drama. Clark, in her typical measured approach, dismissed the flagrant foul as nothing more than a strategic play. "Let's not make it something that it's not. It was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it. It's a take foul to put them at the free throw line. I wasn't trying to do anything malicious. That's not the type of player I am." During an in-game interview with ESPN, Clark doubled down. "It's just a good take foul. Either Angel gets a wide-open 2 points or we send them to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it." Reese's response was equally dismissive but notably brief. "Basketball play? Refs got it right. Move on." The terseness of her answer spoke volumes. This wasn't a topic she wanted to elaborate on, perhaps recognizing that further comment would only fuel the narrative of Clark's dominance. The aftermath of the game took a darker turn when allegations emerged of racist comments directed at Reese from fans. The WNBA quickly announced an investigation into what it described as hateful fan comments, a sobering reminder of the ugly undercurrents that sometimes accompany high-profile rivalries. The WNBA strongly condemns racism, hate, and discrimination in all forms. They have no place in our league or in society, the league said in a statement. "We are aware of the allegations and are looking into the matter." The Sky organization also released a statement through CEO Adam Fox. "We welcome the WNBA's investigation of allegations of fan misconduct. We will do everything in our power to protect Chicago Sky players." The incident came just days after the WNBA had announced its No Space for Hate platform, described as a multi-dimensional platform designed to combat hate and promote respect across all WNBA spaces. The timing couldn't have been more ironic or more troubling. The controversy surrounding fan behavior threatens to overshadow what should be celebrated as a breakthrough performance for Clark. After a rookie season that saw her break numerous records, but also face criticism for her defensive limitations, this was Clark announcing her arrival as a complete superstar. The triple-double wasn't just about the numbers. It was about how she controlled every aspect of the game, imposing her will on a Sky team that had no answers. For Reese, the loss raises uncomfortable questions about her future. While her rebounding prowess remains elite, her offensive game continues to be limited. The three-pointer she hit during the game, just the fourth of her WNBA career, highlighted both her potential for growth and the significant development still needed. In a league increasingly dominated by versatile players who can score from anywhere, Reese's limitations become more glaring when directly compared to Clark's multifaceted brilliance. The contrast in their career trajectories was emphasized by Clark's comments after the game. Despite the 35-point victory and her historic triple-double, Clark expressed dissatisfaction. "We put up 93 points and won by 30, but I felt like we could still have been a lot better, so we go back to work." This perfectionist mentality suggests Clark sees this dominant performance not as a peak, but as a stepping stone to greater heights. For Reese, the path forward is less clear. Her rookie season showed promise, leading the league in double-doubles and establishing herself as an elite rebounder. But this direct confrontation with Clark exposed the gaps in her game and raised questions about whether she can evolve beyond her current role. The pressure will be immense for her to respond, to prove that this game was an aberration rather than a new reality. The rivalry between Clark and Reese has been a marketing dream for the WNBA, driving unprecedented interest and viewership. But Saturday's game threatened to transform that rivalry from a competitive back and forth into a one-sided affair. The question now becomes whether Reese can respond and re-establish herself as Clark's equal, or if this game marks the beginning of Clark's undisputed reign as the face of women's basketball. The Sky's coaching staff, led by head coach Tyler Marsh, faces the difficult task of rebuilding Reese's confidence while addressing the team's glaring weaknesses. Marsh defended Reese's reaction to the flagrant foul, suggesting her emotional response was justified. But words of support can only go so far. What Reese and the Sky need is a concrete plan to close the gap that now exists between them and Clark's fever. For Indiana, the future couldn't look brighter. The addition of veterans like DeWanna Bonner, who moved into third place on the WNBA's all-time scoring list during the game, has provided Clark with the supporting cast she needs. Aliyah Boston's development as an elite two-way center gives the Fever a formidable inside presence to complement Clark's perimeter brilliance. And coach Stephanie White seems to have found the perfect formula to unleash Clark's full potential. The presence of Indiana Pacers players, including Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, watching from a suite, underscored the cultural significance of this game and Clark's growing influence. In just her second season, she's become not just the face of the Fever, but a cultural icon transcending the sport itself. As the final buzzer sounded with the scoreboard displaying 93-58, the message was unmistakable. This wasn't just a win for Clark and the Fever, it was a statement about the future of women's basketball. In the ongoing narrative of Clark versus Reese, this chapter belonged decisively to Clark. The question now is whether Reese can write a different ending to the next one, or if Clark has permanently altered the course of this storied rivalry. For Angel Reese, this game represents a crossroads in her young career. The physical tools and competitive fire that made her a collegiate star remain intact. Her ability to dominate the glass is unquestioned. But to truly challenge Clark for WNBA supremacy, she'll need to expand her offensive repertoire and find ways to impact the game beyond rebounding. But writing off Reese would be premature. Great competitors use devastating losses as fuel, turning humiliation into motivation. The question isn't whether Reese has the talent to bounce back. It's whether she has the self-awareness to recognize her limitations and the dedication to address them. For now, though, the spotlight belongs to Caitlin Clark. In one emphatic performance, she didn't just win a basketball game, she rewrote the narrative of women's basketball's most compelling rivalry. The girl who once watched helplessly as Reese taunted her on college basketball's biggest stage has transformed into a WNBA superstar who left Reese in the sky, searching for answers amid the rubble of a 35-point demolition. The rivalry isn't over. It's just beginning. But after Saturday's performance, there's no question about who has the upper hand. Caitlin Clark didn't just beat Angel Reese. She sent a message that will echo throughout the WNBA for years to come.